Welcome everyone to community class. Welcome the community and welcome to our all yoga teacher trainers, our students here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Tracy Rickard. I am a teacher here at Groove. I teach chakra yoga on Fridays and 11, and you might see me subbing other classes. It has been anatomy and physiology weekend for our lovely YTTers, so we've been nerding out on the muscles and the bones, how they work, what we do to mess them up, and how we hope yoga will fix them. So today the community class is going to be more focused on how can you create a better body awareness? How can you listen to your body, and what messages is your body telling you? Is your body telling you when I go into that pose, that asana pose, this doesn't feel good for me? Is the body telling you there's something going on, whether it's a recent injury or a surgery, or maybe you're just more tired today, or maybe you have more energy and your body wants to utilize it. So I'm going to offer you an opportunity in this class to have more of an awareness is what is the posture doing for your body? How are you really taking care of yourself on your mat? Yoga is considered what they say union, and how could you create a union between your body and yourself and start to talk to it better? I'll be offering several modifications with props, and even several modifications of a posture looking different. What shape does your body feel better in? So I encourage you, maybe this class, to try something you've never tried. Do you always go into the pose a specific way? What does the other way feel like? Do I always rise my arms in warrior? What does it feel like to just leave them here? So maybe explore, try something new, because then your body's going to give you a message, ooh, that works better for me. And then you have more information of when you're having a bad day, or you're more tired, or you're more tight or stressed. Oh, I know this feels better for me when I'm feeling a little cray-cray. This feels better for me when I want to feel more active and awake. And that's the cool thing about asana postures, is there's the variations to support everyone. So today I did offer music that also doesn't have words to it, so that you're not getting confused by the words. It's just going to be some nice gentle vibrations. And I love to add aromatherapy to my practice. It just helps, for me, the aroma helps my system focus. doTERRA has actually a yoga collection, which I love to use. I'm going to offer this for those that want it, and this first one for our centering is called Align. It's a centering blend. It has bergamot, marjoram, peppermint, geranium, basil, rose, and jasmine. If that sounds like something you would like, just place a palm up, and it'll let me know you'd like to receive the oil, and if not, no worries. Once you do receive the oil, you're going to want to cup your hands over your nose, and best way for aromatherapy is take 3 luxurious breaths in through your nose. Whether you're receiving the oil or not, start those luxurious breaths. Feel as you breathe in. And if you have the aroma, imagine the aroma is breathing through your nostrils, coating your sinuses, going down into your lungs, aligning the body. The energy of the oil is centering you, coming in, feeling the centering, and then as you exhale out any distractions, anything that can wait until you roll your mat up and leave class. Once you've received that aroma, you can set your palms facing down in an easy seated pose, Sukhasana, and closing the eyes. Sukhasana easy seated pose is what makes your body feel easy. So if cross-legged isn't feeling good today, you can bring your legs out. You can even bend one knee and bring one foot out. And if you're also feeling fatigue, you can go up against the wall. But once you find the shape that serves your body in your easy seat, come back to your breath. Bringing your hands on your belly for a moment. As you begin to breathe in through the nose, start to feel that belly push into your hands. How much can it expand? And then as you breathe out, feel it release, almost like you're letting the air out of a balloon. Breathing in and breathing out. And finding your rhythm of your diaphragmatic breath. What pace feels good? Maybe as you continue this breath, the inhales and exhales get longer. Try not to muscle at first. What's the capacity the body has? And then maybe you want to bring your hands now on the back of your ribs. And as you breathe in, how much can you breathe into the back of your body? Feel those ribs open, just like your belly expanded. And then you feel them release. Maybe as you continue this breath, the hands want to stay there, or they want to journey right onto your pecs. As you feel that entire rib cage from your collarbone down past the front of your chest, wrapping around the side into the back. With each breath in, your lungs help expand those ribs, and with each breath out, you slowly, maybe find your center a little more. Your hands will eventually, in a moment, journey to any area that you want to, or keeping them where they are. Continue this breath as you start to scan the body. What body showed up on the mat today? Noticing if there's areas of tension, tightness, or even areas in the body that need a little love today. Being aware of what they are, taking note of them as you bring your hands together and start to rub your hands. With the eyes staying closed, imagine internally that you're generating light love energy right in between these hands. And then once they feel nice and warm and full of goodness, place these hands on any area that might be bothering you today. Maybe it's an injury. Maybe it's just a part of the body that doesn't feel good. And in these moments of placing these hands, and you can journey to different parts of your body if you want, this is the partnership, the beginning of the agreement you're making with your body on your mat today, of taking care of it. Offering the compassion that maybe your pose won't look like your partner, but if you're honoring self, you are honoring your practice. And then slowly, these hands, when you feel ready, will journey to Anjali Mudra, hands against your heart, setting an intention for your practice today. In alignment with that body awareness, maybe there's a feeling that you want to generate. Being more aware of your body will help you feel a way. Maybe you can roll up your mat and take that feeling off of your mat into the rest of your day. Or maybe it's a word that helps you kind of stay present and be focused on your mat. Finding that intention, and together we're going to seal all of our intentions by taking a nice full breath in. And then exhale, head moves towards the hands, allowing the mind and the heart to honor and acknowledge this intention. With chin staying to chest, hands are going to rest back down onto your thighs. As they rest down, feel the shoulders roll back and down so your spine stays long. And you're going to start to feel with chin to chest just a gentle stretch in the back of your neck. To begin to open up our neck a little more, we're going to start with slow circles, going one direction, circling up, back, and over. Try not to crunch the back of the neck as you circle. If this hurts the neck or you have any neck injury, you can do a half circle. You just roll ear up to shoulder, chin rolls down to chest, and ear goes to opposite shoulder. You can try both even. Feeling tall and long, if you're feeling crunchies or you're feeling your neck's compressed, can you maybe imagine you're getting a little taller? With the chin to chest, once it meets there, you'll reverse direction if you're going full circle. Remembering to deeply belly breathe, continue that breath. Letting that bring oxygen into all these little neck muscles that keep our head on our shoulder all day long. And then the next time everybody has chin to chest, you'll pause. On an inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. As you exhale, the shoulders go back and down and really stack each vertebra of your cervical spine as your eyes open. Maybe you feel a little taller now. If you're in cross-legged, you're going to change probably to the awkward one. And we're going to do some sun breaths. So inhale, reach the arms up, feel tall in the body. And exhale, scoop that energy into your heart. Inhale, sits bones feel rooted and open up, feel tall and rooted. And then exhale in. And last sun breath. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale in. Inhale, arms are gonna reach up. And I'll mirror you since you're all on the one side. So take your left hand down, reach up and over, side stretch. Now once you're in your side stretch, is that left shoulder scrunched up towards the ear? Let it relax down. Little bend in your elbow of your left hand will help your shoulder relax. And now imagine that you're breathing into your right rib cage more. Can you feel the breath help stretch all those side muscles? Now take it and round a little forward and reach. As you continue to breathe into the back, can you feel that stretch? You get your lat in there, those back muscles. And then slowly come up back to center and inhale, reach up. Then exhale, lands you on the other side. Check that shoulder and find your breath. Again, a little micro bend in your elbow, especially if you hyperextend, can help. And then roll a little. Maybe breathe more into the back of the body, reach the fingers, feel that stretch. You might even feel it all the way down the back to your hip. And then come on back up. Inhale, reaches up, and exhale, you come down. Take a nice deep breath in, feel tall, and then exhale, twist to the left, right hand to left knee. And keep this twist active for the first one. We're in our warm-up poses, seeing what body showed up. So feel free to deeply breathe in and get taller. Exhale, does the body want to twist more? Now as you're twisting, get really curious about your spine. As you breathe in, you start that twist from those lower vertebrae, your lumbar spine, your lower back, and then it reverberates up to your thoracic, through where your ribs are, and then you slightly turn with your neck, your cervical spine gets that twist. And then inhale, come back to center, arms reach. Exhale, twist to the other side. Again, keep that twist active with the breath. Great analogy is as you breathe in, imagine like you have a wet rag and you're lengthening your wet rag, and as you breathe out and twist, you're twisting that wet rag, you're twisting all that water out of it. Imagine you're twisting the tension out of your spine. And then slowly coming on forward. We're gonna find our way to hands and knees. If you need cush for your knees, feel free to grab a blanket. And then allow yourself to first find table. So making sure that your hips are right over your knees. Your shoulders are right over your wrists. And start to find that active hand you'll need for our standing sequence. So spread your fingers nice and wide. Feel the fingers gripping down gently and feel the knuckles gently pressing. There's a little bend in your elbow so you're not hyperextending. We're gonna journey through our spine in cat-cow. So on an inhale, your tailbone shines up to the ceiling. The belly moves down to the mat. You squeeze those shoulder blades, you look up. On an exhale, without the head moving first, tuck the tail. Feel that reverberation. Squeeze the navel in. Head slowly comes to look at your thighs. And then move again through your cow. Feel free to either move quickly, you can move slowly. You can make cat-cow more introspective by closing your eyes and really sensing each vertebra moving. Maybe you keep your eyes open and you just journey through that relationship of breath and body. But what spine showed up today? Are you noticing parts of your spine that seem to move all together in a big chunk? Then maybe you continue this, or is the spine calling for maybe some barrel rolls, rolling the rib cage? Maybe it's calling to rock a little or to sway the hips. What's the body calling for before we begin to actively move more? What does it need? And then slowly journeying yourself back to your table in stillness. From here, we're gonna find that connection to our core before we get moving. First, tuck the right toes out, extend the right leg, tuck the right toes under, and then begin to just rock a little from side to side. Really feel the back of the legs start to warm up. Now, as the back of the leg's warming up, you wanna begin to activate your core. It's gonna be your best friend in class, so feel yourself zip your core in and up, almost like you have a tight pair of pants on. Feel that connection, and then slowly rise that leg up hip height. Try and keep that foot flexed. Can the toes stay pointing straight down so they're not opening? Feel the strength that it requires to squeeze into your hip, and also feel like your right heel is reaching to the back of the wall. This might be where you want to stay. If you want to bring it more intense, take the left arm up. I like to bring the thumb to face the ceiling. Same movement. Feel the shoulder lock into its socket. Feel the fingers reach. Long and strong. Zip up your core. If you're feeling the weight too much in your wrist, how can you engage your core a little more? And then slowly bring that down and reset by going to the other side. So left leg extends, left toes tuck. Rock for a moment, and as the leg is waking up, again, fire up your core. Zipping in and up. You feel your ribs hug in a little bit. You feel long and strong in your core. You also want to now start to find that activation to your pelvic floor. I like to say for the ladies, feel like you're holding a blueberry. You don't want to squish it, but you don't want it to fall out either. Find that activation, and then that lifts the leg. Feel the strength and help that to enhance the posture. Feel that left hip into its socket. Feel the left heel reaching at the same time. If you want to activate more, right arm, again, thumb faces up. Lock that shoulder into its socket as you reach the fingers. Feel the power of you staying in your true alignment. And then slowly lower. You're going to begin to now rock from side to side. Just give those wrists a little bit of movement. And then you're going to slowly probably walk your hands a little more forward. Continuing this movement, you're going to tuck your back toes. In preparation for down dog, zip up that core, and the next time that you rock back, you'll bring the hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Great time to also wake up our hammies again, so maybe you pedal your feet from side to side. As you're waking up your hammies, what are your arms doing? Spread those fingers. Feel the inside of your elbows, maybe even gently shine towards me a little. Can you feel the shoulders really in their sockets? And then gazing somewhere at those thighs that are moving so that your head and neck is relaxed. And then bringing your down dog into stillness. Take a nice full breath in. And then sigh it out. One more nice full breath in. And sigh it out. And a little micro bend in the knees. And then slowly gaze forward and begin to bend the knees more. Walk to your hands, front of your mat. As you start to walk forward, feel the body really still surrendered in. Maybe you're swaying from side to side with your wrists. Maybe you ragdoll the arms. You shake the head, yes and no, letting everything release. Grabbing opposite elbows, let them come back down to the ground. And now spreading the toes just like you spread the fingers. Begin to round up, one vertebra at a time. Feel each vertebra stack. Head and neck are last to come up. Allow yourself to maybe feel taller as you open the eyes and you find your mountain. Feet are hips socket width apart. And allow your hands to feel active into the floor. As you feel that energy of rooting down, feel the crown of your head reach up. Feel the strength in the body as well as the freedom. And on an inhale, arms rise. And then on an exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Little bend if your hammies need it. Inhale, straight spine, gaze forward. You can bring hands to shins if it needs it. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step yourself back, downward facing dog. Take a nice full breath in. And exhale, release it. Walking the feet back to meet the hands. Finding all these parts of your mat as we start to breathe and move more. Breath in, straight spine. And breath out, relax. Root the feet now. Engage your core. And inhale, reverse your swan dive. Arms sweep, palms touch. Exhale, back to your intention. Finding mountain pose. Take a nice breath in and a nice breath out. On an inhale, arms are going to rise, and on an exhale, swan dive. Inhale, straight spine, gaze forward. Exhale, fold, and step back, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in, and a nice deep breath out, let it go. From here now, you're gonna walk the hands to meet the feet. We're gonna journey to the back of the mat for a sec. As the hands now meet the feet, inhale, straight spine, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, reach up. And exhale, heart center. Bringing hands to mountain. Take a couple breaths as you root the feet in. Feel the power and the strength in your mountain pose. Feeling now, we're gonna bring movement into this posture, making sure you still stay rooted. You can bring your hands to the hips if you need stability. Gaze where you want to step. Root your left foot down and step your right foot forward. You might need to wiggle it to go more forward. Your left heel comes in and you gently bend your right into warrior one. Now as you bend, if your hands are on your hips, it's perfect to make sure they are coming in alignment with each other, like headlights of a car. Pew, pew, yeah, pew, pew, pew. You're gonna have a duel. Pew, pew. Hands can either come to heart center, or if your shoulders are feeling good today, rise them. Now as you're rising your warrior, check in with the body. Is that knee actually right over the ankle? Now today in our standing poses, if you want more of a vigorous class, widen that stance. It makes it more difficult. If you want less, you shorten it. It's more important though to keep the knee over the ankle than it is to be wide. As you breathe into warrior, feel the outside of that left heel firm into the mat. In yoga standing poses, we root from the ground up. Take some deep breaths and notice in your body, are you getting sensations? Does something not feel good? Are your shoulders bugging you and you need to lower? Begin on an inhale to straighten that front leg, and exhale, sink back down. Sink back into that shape. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. One more, inhale, rise. And then exhale, sink. From here, you're going to allow your hands to come back to your hips. You're going to spin up onto your back toes now, coming into a high crescent. On your back toes, you might notice you've leaned forward. Try to keep shoulders over hips. If you're feeling any tweakage in your low back, bend that back knee, scoop underneath. So tuck your tail just gently and then re-straighten the back leg. It really helps with low back stuff. Now you might want to stay here with hands on hips. To help with balance, push your right big toe down. Find a point to gaze at that doesn't move, your drishti. You might bring your hands to heart, or maybe you even rise. Wherever the arms go, know that you can change your mind. Now more balance. Inhale, straighten that front leg. And then exhale, sink. This requires a little more balance. Push that right big toe down. It'll help with the balance. One more. Inhale, straight. Exhale, fold, and then lower all the way down, and you step yourself back, downward dog. One leg probably feels very different than the other. You can pedal out for a moment. Take a nice full deep breath in. Sigh it out, let it go. And the hands journey to the back of the mat again. Once you reach there, inhale, straight spine, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reversing your swan dive as you get nice and tall. And exhale, back to your intention. Your hands come to your hips. Gaze where you want to step. Root your right foot down. Step your left foot forward. Back heel spins down. And bend that front knee. As you bend down, can you still see your big toe? That'll help with your alignment. Get your headlights aligned and find your arms. Sometimes in Warrior, one side is different than the other. Does this side feel different? Take note, these basic yoga poses is there little minor tweaks you can do in class to actually give you a better enhanced experience. Reminding yourself to keep that core strong, that pelvic floor is engaged. And begin, inhale, straighten up that leg, and exhale, sink. Inhale, and sink. Feel like your joints have all that beautiful fluidity, like hydraulics in a chair. Feeling almost you're massaging all of that beautiful fluid in your knee. And the next time you sink down, you're gonna bring your hands to your hips and you're gonna spin up onto your back toes. Again, that little minor tweak, if you need it for your low back, shoulders over hips. Play around with the hand position. Maybe that tests you and takes you a little too far, or maybe it doesn't. And then inhale, straighten, and exhale, sink. Left big toe pushes down, that'll help with balance. And find, again, that relationship of breath and body. What would happen if you activate your pelvic floor a little more, and that's what moves the body versus the knee hinge? How can that keep you stronger? And then the next time you'll breathe in, you'll breathe out, your hands will plant, and you'll find your way back again to a down dog, taking in a deep breath. Let it all go. Lowering the knees now. Keeping the toes tucked, we're gonna come into puppy dog. So you're gonna rest your forehead down, keeping the hands lifted, sorry, not the hands, the arms. Plant your hands. If you want a deeper shoulder stretch, tent your fingers. You might notice this is different. Maybe you wanna rock your forehead from side to side for a moment. Did your worry line start to come in, trying too hard? Let it all go. And feel that juicy stretch right in between your shoulder blades. Feel that juicy stretch of that connective tissue on the back of your feet. If that starts to hurt at all, you can keep your toes untucked. And then if the hands are tented, bring them down and slowly rise yourself up and coming back to table pose. Feeling yourself back into this really wonderful alignment. Bring the right leg back out. Extend this left hand. Squeeze everything in as you reach out. Take a deep breath in. You might stay here or exhale, cat arch and squeeze in. Inhale, go back and then squeeze in. As you continue this motion, if it's too much for your wrists, you can soft fist it. Feel the core moving the body, not the limbs. And then the next time you squeeze in, you'll come back to table. If you need to shake your wrists out, you can. And then move to the other side. So left leg, right hand. Take a nice deep breath in and then squeeze it all in. The midline creates the movement, not the arm and the leg. The core pulls the elbow and the knee towards each other. Feel the power, they call it a powerhouse, right? Feel your powerhouse move your body. Again, if your wrist is bothering you, a little soft fist. Your next squeeze in, you'll come back to table. You might need to shake again, let it all go. Rocking a little from front to back. You can begin to walk your hands a little more forward. And then hips up and back. Take a nice full round of breath in and then let it all go. Inhale, your right leg extends behind you. Gaze forward. Exhale, bring your right foot in between your hands. You can use your right hand to help it if it can't get there. Then your back heel spins down. Use the activation in your feet and your pelvic floor. Rise, cardinal open, warrior two. Again, you still have that strong activation of the left leg, allowing the outside of the ankle to root down. Can you still see your big toe? Then notice, are my shoulders trying to befriend my ears? Let them go. Gazing over. Notice, do my shoulders feel right over my hips? Or am I a warrior two lady that likes to lead? Are they there? What can I do to help activate this pose more? Maybe I can feel my arm lock into a socket more and get my triceps activated. Take one more nice deep breath in. And then exhale out, straighten the legs and straighten the arms. Inhale, you're gonna reach the arms up, and exhale, sink again. Warrior two. Take a nice full breath in, flip the front palm, and exhale, reverse your warrior. Now when you reverse your warrior, knee wants to move. Don't let your right knee move. Maybe you wanna wrap that left arm around the low back. Activate your pelvic floor, long, strong back leg. Inhale, come up, and straighten both legs. We're gonna bring actually our left hand to our hip. This is a perfect alignment cue for triangle, and you're gonna have a block available if you need to bring the floor up to you. With the left hand on the hip, stretch the right as far as it can go. Once it finds that place, you begin to hinge. Maybe your hand finds the shin, maybe a block, maybe the floor, but find what feels good for you without this hip sinking down. Did your hip come along with you? Open it up. Find the height where the hip is open, not closed. You might just take that left heel just out a touch if you're feeling anything icky in your left ankle. And maybe you stay here. You didn't realize how often you dip your hip in triangle. Or maybe you lift the left arm up. Maybe you stay where your head is, or if the neck allows it, look up. If you look up and that doesn't feel good for your neck, you don't need to do it. Now you could stay here in basic triangle, or you can begin to wrap your left arm around you and hook it around to that inner thigh of the right, that little thigh spot, or even on your low back. And that opens the shoulder a little more. And then slowly, everybody find your way back to your hand on your hip. We're gonna root to rise. That's what they call in yoga. So root your feet down, activate your core, rising back up. You're going to allow your feet to go wide, facing the back wall here. Make sure they're nice and straight so heels are not in or out. Inhale, puff your chest. And then exhale, begin to dive that heart forward. Now your hands can go right on the mat. If you can't reach the mat, you have blocks to bring the floor to you. You also have an option to widen your stance to get your hands to the floor. Now here, great pose you see in class all the time, but there's minor adjustments that can affect the feeling of this posture. First, are you tensing up your neck for no reason? Good test in yoga is just shake your head out, yes and no. Feel it relax. Then, do you feel like you're hyperextending your knees? If you are, can you micro bend your knees? Do you feel like somebody that dips right into the back of your heels because your hamstrings are tight? What would it be like to bring height, so bring the floor up to you with something, and then all of us start to feel the weight slowly go more to the front of the feet. As that happens, start to notice your sits bones, where your hamstrings attach, start to shine a little bit more towards the ceiling. Micro bending again in that knee will help you find that deep stretch. If this is ouchy, it's okay if you can breathe through it. If you ever get an ouchy pull, it's a great indicator to step out of the pose. Now slowly begin to activate the core again so that you can bring your hands up to your hips. And on a nice, luxurious breath in, you root to rise, lock that pelvic floor, rise up. Right toes come to face the front, you plant your hands down, and you step yourself back. Downward facing dog. Take a nice full breath in, and let it all go. From here now, locking in that core, inhale, begin to roll forward. Either full plank or knee plank. If you're in plank, you want to really squeeze your shoulder blades together. Imagine where your bra goes across the back of you, it's squeezing in. Lock your core in, take a nice deep breath, and then exhale, lower. Allow the elbows to almost graze the sides of the ribs. What would happen if you use your triceps more? And now root your pelvis down and inhale, reach out and up. First, try baby cobra. What's possible in the strength of your spine? Then maybe you lift the hands off of the mat. How long can I become in my lower body? Pressing your pelvis down, you gently begin to squeeze your glutes, gently. You reach your feet so they stay active. And then you slowly lower. And from here, you push yourself back up to whatever plank worked for you. You take a nice full breath in, and then I want you to lower as slow as you possibly can back onto the mat. Feel those triceps fire. So often we just go quick in chaturanga and we lose the strength. Now, root pelvis, reach out and up. Maybe the spine will allow you to come to cobra, which means you push into your hands. This will fire your triceps more. If you're feeling tweaking in your low back, come out of it, reroute your pelvis, squeeze your glutes, then rise back out. Slowly lower back down. Find your way back to plank. I bet you your arms are talking to you now. Engage the core to take the weight out of your arms and wrists and lower again. How slow can you go? Feel the strength of the core giving you a lightness in the body. When you find your way down, you can do either cobra, or if the body's ready for up dog, you lift the hips off of the mat, shoulders over wrists. Long active legs, the tops of the feet are even active, and try not to jut that chin up. Nice long cervical spine. And then you'll flip over your toes if you're in up dog. If not, you'll find your way back to down dog. Again, a nice full breath in. And let it all go. Inhale, left leg extends behind you. Exhale, left foot forward in between the hands. Back heel spins down, and remember you cartwheel open as you root to rise. You find your warrior two. Find this engagement. Activate the feet, and then move up the body. Back leg is strong and straight, but the knee's not hyperextended. You take your toes in warrior two, just gently, and your heels gently out. That'll help with the knee. Are my shoulders right over my wrists? And as you gaze over those left fingertips, I like to say in warrior two, it's like you're gazing over the horizon. Imagine yourself at the beach, at happy spaces, sunrise is coming up over, and you see that. Bring your breath to mimic the waves of the ocean if the body is starting to heat up, to cool you down. And then inhale, straighten, rise up. And then exhale, scoot back down. Inhale, front palm flips, exhale, arc up and over like a rainbow, reverse your warrior. Make sure that left knee, if it tried to straighten, you come back to the bend. And you have a few of those options if you want to wrap around your low back. Nice deep breaths. Your left quad is probably talking to you. Make sure you feel like your glutes are activated. You feel your legs are really hugging into your pelvis, and it'll take some of that tension out of your quad. And then slowly rise up. Left hand's gonna come out, but remember, we're gonna keep our right hand on our hip. We're gonna see if our body likes to cheat in triangle. So stretch as far as you can go, and then hinge this left hip area. Did the right hip wanna go along with it? Find that place, either a block, the shin, or the floor, where that hip stays open. You might feel a juicy stretch differently. Also, one leg is different than the other. So maybe you notice that. Just being mindful. Maybe that right arm rises, maybe you look up. Maybe you wrap that right arm around your low back if that felt good on the other side. Activate that pelvic floor. That'll help in the legs to help them not feel like they're gripping. And then again, we're rooting to rise. So first, bring the hand to the hip. We're gonna root up this way, just different kind of triangle. Activate and rise up, inhale. And then as you exhale, hands to hips, wide legs again. Now you're gonna bring your feet nice and straight again. And you're gonna bring your hands behind you in a clasp. If this feels ouchy to you, do opposite elbows and hold those instead. Take a nice deep breath and puff your chest, and exhale. As you root your feet, you arc the body all the way down. Now, if you're in the stretch with your hands clasped, how much more of your head and neck can you relax and let go? Take some nice deep breaths. Maybe you shake your head out, yes and no. This will be an indicator to help you see if you're actually juggling it or keeping it active. If during this, your shoulders start to say, I don't like this anymore, you can go into holding your opposite elbows. Now, this is a deeper shoulder stretch. Can we bring the legs back into it? As you root your feet, activate your pelvic floor. Feel like that inner groin is really super glued, sucking into the body so you feel strong. This will help give the body stretch because your hands can't help you now, but it'll also give you that stability. Can you roll a little more of the weight forward on the feet? Get the hands involved. And then slowly, everybody, allow the arms to roll themselves forward and dangle for a moment. We're going to do a few brain dump sighs. So anything that you're really feeling in the body that's ready to be let go of, we're just going to dump it out the crown of our head with a few sighs. If you want to bring your hands underneath you, palms facing down, feel free. If you want to just keep your hands where they are, let it go. And all together, deep breath in and sigh it out. Deep breath in. Last one. Wherever you're at, bring your hands so that they're right under your shoulders again. As you bring your hands to your hips, you reignite that lower core and your pelvic floor, and you soar up on an inhale back to stand. Take your left toes to face the front and step forward, finding for a moment again mountain pose. Noticing now, how has the body shifted? What feels different? You've created that heat, that tapas. You've taken note of maybe some of your muscle memory that's either good or bad. Your heart might be beating a little more. How are you different in this mountain pose than the one we did at the beginning of class? And feeling that connection to that strength of a mountain, how it's rooted in. Keep that connection as you bring all the weight into your left foot. Root your left big toe down. You might bring your hands to the hips for stability and begin to lift your right leg up. Maybe it doesn't go very far. It's heel above ankle. Maybe it goes on lower leg. You can even help it if it comes all the way up. Just no pushing your foot into your knee. So we don't want our foot anywhere on our knee joint. It doesn't like to go that way. Once you find where you're at, push your left big toe down. Feel yourself tall, all the way from that left big toe, all the way up, the inside of your calf, the inside of your thigh, right into your pelvic area. Lock that pelvic floor and core, and then maybe your tree limbs come to Anjali Mudra, or maybe your tree limbs come out. You might start to feel the burn in the leg. That's okay. Can you breathe through it? The body might want to wobble. It's okay. And then we're going to gracefully lower our trees. So bring your hands to the hips, lower the foot, and then you can shake it out. You can also kind of just roll on your toes a little. And come back first to mountain. In balancing poses, it's really great to feel your connection to the earth first before you go floating. So feel that, root in, weight goes to right foot. Before you rise, big toe pushes down, you have a strong right leg, and now your left leg builds that tree to wherever it feels good for you. Once you got your tree legs, that's your trunk. Feel strong in your trunk. And then find your tree arms. And sometimes one leg is different than the other. And any tension you've got, maybe it's in between your eyebrows or you're tensing your jaw, anything in your face, you're worried you're gonna fall, take all that energy and bring it into core activation. Find your breath, easy mind, easy pose. And then how gracefully can you lower? Keep the activation in the legs as the arms lower, and then slowly come out and shake it out. Now take a nice deep breath, and we're gonna scrunch up any stress, any tension in our body collected, and we're gonna let it go with some lion's breath. Inhale, let it go. Last one, let it go. And now inhale, arms rise. And exhale, you lower all the way down to a seat. You're gonna bring your legs out in front of you in staff pose. As my yoga teacher called it in teacher training, remove the fabulousness away from your sits bones. Feel yourself tall. In staff, if you feel like you're always hunching forward, if you sit on the edge of a blanket, it helps tilt your pelvis correctly for you. You can always try it. If you notice your hamstrings, this is a great trick too. They feel like they're really tight and you feel like you're hyperextending your knees. If you bring just a little blanket or something under your knees, or you micro bend your knees, it can help with that too. Wherever you're at, you're going to bring your left foot in. You want it a fist width away from your right. From here, you're going to plant yourself with your left hand. You can have tented fingers or palm down. Inhale, reach that right arm, and then exhale. You have two options for your spine. You can hug or you can hook. You might start with a hug and warm up the body and then hook. Just listen to your body. Now notice gentle things we tend to do in yoga is we focus on one thing and other things stop working. Have you limped your right toe? Can you keep that foot flexed? Can you keep your right leg strong? We always, in this pose, I notice that every time my students twist, their foot just goes, oh, I don't need to work anymore. Doesn't get to cheat. Take some deep breaths, feel the deep twist. And slowly come out of that twist. Counter twist for a moment. It just helps your spine feel good. And as you come back to center, you're going to bring the inside of your foot to your thigh, and you're going to grab your strap. And you're going to plant it around the ball of your foot. And we're going to go into this fold a couple different ways. So inhale, extend up, and then exhale, begin to bring your elbows out and gently pull your torso closer to your body. Tuck the chin, and for a moment, feel the difference of this stretch. You're probably feeling it more in your calf. Again, that little micro bend in the knee can help. Feel the core strong still. Are you hunching forward? Can your chest stay open? Maybe you notice, you start to feel as you breathe. Imagine all those bones that are right deep, attached. Those muscles attached right to those deep bones. Feel them stretch a little more. And then just set your strap aside and rest your hands, and now just hunch. Maybe you circle down, maybe you reach for your foot. How does this stretch feel different? Do you notice something different in the leg? Start to find that nice rhythm of the breath again, like the waves of the ocean. Slowly begin to find your way back up. And then from here, you're going to extend that leg back out and re-root. Right leg comes in only a fist width away. Right hand behind you to support you. Inhale, left up, Stay flexed as you hook or you hold, whatever feels better. Again, keeping the twist active. Use the breath to help the body. Twisting is detoxing. It's massaging all of our internal organs, letting all that toxicity release. The deeper you breathe in twisting poses, the more you can release toxins. And then slowly unravel, counter twist for a moment. And come back up and open that hip. And we're going to do the 2 different stretches to get all of the bones of our legs stretched. Take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale. You can to bring your hip closer to your thigh, not your head closer to your foot. We love to bring our ego into yoga. I am closer to my foot now because I'm doing this. How could it be different? Activate your core. Feel long in your body. As the strap gently keeps your foot in this dorsiflexion, it gives your calf a deeper stretch than it would be when you release it. So this time, be curious. We're going to hold this for a couple moments. We keep our core active. The second we let go of our strap, notice what you feel in your calf. It'll be maybe some of you won't feel much, maybe some of you will feel a lot. And let it go. And begin to hinge. Nice deep breath. In forward fold, you might slowly notice as the body softens more, you fold more. Let that surrender happen naturally. The body will tell you when maybe it can go a little more. And then slowly walking yourself back up, bringing those feet out and rerouting. And then folding over both legs, we're going to bring that strap in again. Take a nice deep breath in, feel tall, and then exhale, hinge forward. You probably aren't going to go very far. Once you hinge, again, that gentle tuck under of your chin will take care of your neck. Feel the body with each breath in like you're reaching out of your torso, like you're reaching right out of your pelvis, and then exhale. Ooh, can I go a little deeper? 1 centimeter more. You'll feel it in those hamstrings for sure. And then slowly let the strap go. Maybe the hands plant on the thighs, the floor. Maybe you can reach your feet. Does this stretch feel different? And take some full deep breaths. And then slowly walk yourself up. As we journey down onto our backs, have any props you know you might need. I recommend just keeping them at hand's distance. You won't need the strap again. You're going to bend your knees, feet flat on the mat, grab behind your thighs, and really roll down activated instead of plopping down as we transition into bridge pose. You're going to bring your feet right underneath your knees. Your heels should be in alignment with your sits bones. You want to feel like that whole part of your back is on the mat. You feel crunched. Well, lengthen your shoulders and feel the activation first in your feet. Feel the full foot rooted down. Now, if you're feeling like you're not ready for any more activation, you're going to grab a block and have it handy. If you want to do full bridge, I'll be guiding us through that journey. So in wherever you're at, push your heels into the mat. You gently begin to squeeze your glutes. You feel the arms pushing down. You lift the lower back, the mid back, the upper back, not into the neck. You feel the arms active. Your inner thighs feel like they're magnetizing towards each other, but they're not touching. You still have that space in between your thighs. If your body's like, I've had enough, you slowly bring a block underneath and you rest your sacrum on it. If this feels good and you want to go further, you roll your shoulders underneath you, clasp your hands together, and push that fist into the mat. If that hurts your shoulders or you feel like you're feeling it in your neck and that doesn't feel good, do a robot arm. So bend your elbows, bring your fingertips to face the ceiling in a robot-looking arm, and really push your triceps into the mat. This will help to take it out of that neck if you feel like your neck is tensing. Another great modification in bridge I'll offer for those of us that are going up again. If you're relaxed with a block, stay there and chill out. If you have your arms clasped, unclasp the arms, open those shoulder blades again, and use the core activation to lower every vertebra back down. Once your whole spine finds the mat, you can windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Until you feel ready, we're going up one more time in bridge. If you feel like you're not getting that inner thigh activation you really want, then take a block and place it in between your thighs. It'll keep them active. As you push back up, remember, low back rises, mid back, upper back. Feel like somebody's got strings on your quadriceps and they're reaching them to the ceiling. Feel your feet rooted. Your pelvic bone is floating up. Your glutes are gently squeezing to keep you risen. It's nowhere in your head and neck. Feel the strength of your arms. And then slowly, if your hands are clasped and you did that, make sure you open them up. Lower down. If you had a block in between your legs, remove it. And start to windshield wiper. If you're in restorative bridge, root your feet down, activate your core, lift your pelvis up enough to move that block out, then lower again each vertebra until it's down and meet us in our windshield wiper. And then slowly hugging the knees into the chest, begin to rock gently from side to side. Eventually, you'll roll over the knees to the right, open up the arms into a T, gentle supine twist. Maybe now you begin to move inward to prepare for Shavasana as you close the eyes. You begin to allow those knees to come all the way up and they journey over to the other side. As the knees come back up, if there's anything else you need to do before Shavasana, let the body do that. And then allow the legs to go long. The arms come down by your sides, palms facing up if available. A few options to let you float in Shavasana a little bit more. Maybe if you feel like your neck is still tense, you place a folded blanket under your head. Maybe if you're feeling like you need to feel comforted, you place that folded blanket on your belly. If your low back is bothering you, you can roll that blanket up and put it under your knees. Find the space so Shavasana can be completely working for your body. And as you rest, then start to find the connection to body. I'm going to come along to give a gentle touch to let you seep into Shavasana more. If you would not like to be touched, just wave your hand to let me know. Thank you. As your breath begins to deepen, with the eyes staying closed, you bring your consciousness a little more back into your body and into the room. As the breath moves, it initiates movement in the body as well. Maybe you wiggle fingers, toes, you roll wrists and ankles. Maybe on an inhale, you extend the arms long. You feel the body in a juicy long stretch. And then changing that shape, hugging your knees into your chest, rocking a little from side to side. Feel the sacrum massage. Feel the love you hugging into self with until you roll over to one side or the other in fetal pose, just being mindful of your neighbor. Once in fetal, take a moment to relish being supported by the earth. And then slowly, using your top arm, press it in front of you to gently sit up without jutting that chin forward. You find your way back to easy seated pose with eyes closed, the same way you started class. As you bring your hands together at heart center, you honor and acknowledge your intention yourself, but notice, I'm coming back seated in a pose I started with. How do I feel differently? You get now to take that off of your mat into the rest of your evening. As you thank yourself for your practice, we all together collectively take a deep breath in. And then exhale, head moves towards the hands, allowing the heart to acknowledge the mind the heart. The goodness within me honors the goodness within you, which is namaste. Slowly moving back out. Taking your time, if you used any props, just wiping them down. And if you want to end class with a rise, it's a citrus blend to wake you back out. Feel free and I come on over.